Sadhguru Nath Maharaj Ki Jai. Welcome to Jagadambe Reads the Holy Books of India. Mahabharata440. As you may remember, Parishravas was telling Arjuna he was unfair, and Arjuna said, "No, I will defend those who fight for me. It has been my rule. If I had just looked on and allowed the killing of Satyaki, sin would have clung to me, but not now. You attacked Satyaki knowing that he was not in a fit condition to fight. I could have cut your head off for that act of yours. You talk to me of Dharma. You who stood by and watched while my Abhimanyu, chariotless, weaponless, without his bow, without any defense, was killed cruelly by all the great Kaurava heroes. Where did your righteousness go then? Did you say that it was unfair? No. Did you talk to your worthless nephews that they were doing something that was against Dharma of a Kshatriya? No. You stood by and watched while that child was being murdered. I suppose you expect such behavior from me, that I would stand by and watch my friend being killed by unfair means? I do not think that I was wrong in interfering. It has been my rule, which I have tried to follow, that I would always take care of those who fight for me. I had to protect Satyaki if I had to be true to my principle." No one spoke a word. Arjuna was overcome with pity for Parishravas. He said, "My lord, I'm sorry I have been born a Kshatriya. I had to do this to you, one of the noblest of the sons of the Kuru house. I do not curse myself for this condition of yours. I curse Duryodhana for the sin of making you reach this end." Parishravas listened to it all and bent his head down to the ground. He lifted up his other hand and acknowledged the words of Arjuna. He had no more wish to live. He spread kusha grass on the ground and sat on it, preparing to abandon his body by yoga. The army was breathless, watching the immense drama that was being enacted. The great Parishravas had renounced the world and had decided to die. When all eyes were turned in his direction, Satyaki woke up from his faint. He jumped up. He caught up his sword in his hand and rushed toward Parishravas with the intention of killing him. There was great consternation at the sight of this. Arjuna and Krishna turned horrified eyes in his direction. They tried to stop him, but he did not heed them. He rushed towards the form of Parishravas and cut off his head. Parishravas had turned his mind away from the war, and he was killed by Satyaki. He was defenseless, he had lost one arm, and he was sitting with his mind fixed on the other world. And in that state, he was killed by Satyaki, the greatest of the heroes, on the side of the Pandavas. It was an unfortunate incident in the life of Satyaki, a life that was otherwise blameless. Chapter 23, the death of Jayadratha. Arjuna was very angry with Satyaki, but he did not say a word. Satyaki turned on all of them with a defiant look. He said, "All of you think that I have done a wrong thing. I do not think so." You all shout, "It's not fair. He must not have been killed when he was defenseless." I see that it is easy to teach Dharma to others. Yesterday, when that child said, "Come, one by one, I will fight with you," you never listened to him. Your righteousness had gone into eclipse then, perhaps, when Hridaya cut his bow from behind him. Where was your righteousness? The great commander of the Kaurava army was the man who trapped Abhimanyu into that vyuha, and he was the man who taught all of you the method of killing Abhimanyu. You never thought of righteousness then. Not one of you has any right to talk about Dharma. As for my killing Parishravas, it may look as though I have done something wrong. I do not think I did. I have taken an oath, too, that I would kill the man who insults me. Sadhguru Nath Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you for coming. I hope you come again.